Hello, I'm going to demonstrate my LAMP application. So first off, I'll go over my setup. So I'm using a VM virtual machine to emulate a Windows 10 operating system, 32-bit. And as I said, we're using kind of so it's not LAMP, it's technically WAMP stack with Apache, MySQL, PHP, and Perl that does not come into play. So just to demonstrate, we're going to add a food. So let's see, I will add egg rolls. Getting pretty hungry late at night. And then it's Chinese. And then we'll add 2 of them. So we get a message here from this stored food page telling us that it passed the check. We can verify this by looking at the table. It was appended to the table. Quickly kind of go over how that all works. So here in the About page, we use this just a simple form tag with a post method which takes in these input variables and assigns them to these names. That gets passed over into this file here, which this does a lot of the lifting for us. It uses an embedded PHP tag, does a check to make sure nothing's null here, connects to the database right here, gets the right database, takes the right table, and then it starts creating a query. So this is the insert query right here. It waits for results, does a check, and then if it all succeeds, it's gonna, well, I think it will close the connection right there. And then when we show the food, we have kind of more of this normal HTML like structure. We use another embedded PHP tag where we connect to the database again. We get this select all query. We create a loop based on the number of entries, and then we build out this table. So some of the issues I had with this setup initially were specifically where a lot of the methods were deprecated for PHP 7, and AMPS comes out of the box using PHP 7. So I tried to at first upgrade a lot of the syntax to be compliant with PHP 7. When that didn't work, I just simply reverted to changing the type here. And I figured a lot of that out by referring to the documentation of both PHP and AMPS, or Sophocles. Let's see, some of the security issues I was able to find that might be noteworthy. So WhiteSource did a report in 2020. They kind of, to summarize, they were saying that the Linux portion of the stack is the most vulnerable as it's open source, and it generally has a lot of vulnerabilities that have been sussed out by keen users. Let's see. I think so. What I was able to find was a IBM article, and they were talking about a couple of different things, but specifically that that LAMP is very easy to use. It's quite flexible. It's good for rapid prototyping because, again, it's pretty much comes right out of the box, ready to go. And that it's a nice affordable option for many kind of startups or companies in the early stages of development. And I was also able to find that around 80% of the internet, more or less, is using LAMPS or some version of that stack. And that is my presentation.